The Lightning were looking for love, but honey, not tonight. Instead, it was this twosome that paired up nicely on Friday. Tampa took a big lead in period 2. Washington was not happy, but a turnaround took place. The home team made all the right moves in the final 20 minutes, storming to the kind of win that makes your head swell. Tonight, back to the drawing board in New York, where we'd like to see a whole lot more of this and much, much less of that. Don't forget, he's checking who's naughty and who's nice on CSN. The city streets of New York lead to MSG, where CSN presents Capitals hockey. This evening, the Caps have been invited to a garden party where the Rangers are trying to right themselves inside this divisional race. After navigating those streets, the boys are off the bus. Washington's outstanding play of late has lifted them to the penthouse in the division, and they wish to lengthen that lead. A very pleasant welcome to you alongside Craig Laughlin. I'm Joe Beninati. Trying to keep the Rangers reeling, what part of the Capitals game has to be on point tonight?
Joe B, it's got to be a heavy, hard forecheck. This Ranger team is reeling because of their poor defensive play. First man pressure, second and third guy in the right positions should lead to some quality chances.
Many people believe that the Caps were destined to fall to Tampa Bay when they fell behind 3-0 a couple nights ago, but not so fast. That third period proved to be terrific.
And it started a little bit on this little play in the second to get the Caps rolling. Nice play, Oshie to Ovechkin. Nemestikov has a chance to make it 4-1, and it's highway robbery by Grubauer. Then Oshie is off to the races the other way. Top cheese at 7:54. Niskanen levels JT Brown. Two big momentum shifts for the Caps. Hedman in the box, and Ovechkin an out-of-this-world curl and drag. 4 minutes later, Strawman's in the box, and the Caps work at tic-tac-toe. A thing of beauty, an empty netter by Oshie. 5-3 for the good guys.
So, Locker, when you sift through the statistics, there were a bunch of notes.
Ruby, a huge save, a momentum-building save. Ovi and Oshie combined for 8 points. Special team special. Lots of blocks and hits on the road to victory.
Alex Ovechkin, he lights up when his team goes on the power play. For years in tandem with Nicholas Backstrom. TJ Oshie's in that mix now. We'll talk about the man advantage unit next on CSN. NHL hockey on the 5th floor of this fabulous facility. Tonight the Capitals collide with the Rangers. Locker with this Thompson Creek window of opportunity. We see how the Caps power play group has found success recently.
The Caps power play 25 of 100, 25%. Only the Bruins more PPGs and a better percentage. The Caps simply have too many options and plays. You cannot cover everybody, and because of that, they're burning teams. Whether it's Ovi in his office, it's Oshie to Ovi, it's a curl and drag that was out of this world, and a tic-tac-toe. The Caps, so powerful with the extra man.
Washington has a great overall record. It's almost unblemished when they get a power play goal.
He had no power play goals. Look at those numbers. In 15 of 31 games, Caps two below 500, losing 6 outright in regulation. Get 1 or more, and the Caps dominate. 1, 2, or 3, and the Caps have left just 1 point on the table.
You know, if you put an isolation camera on number 8 in that power play, good things are bound to happen. Alex Ovechkin, he plans to get to the net in New York tonight as the Rangers host the Capitals. Straight ahead next on CSN.
Iron Bow Technologies. Strong.
Lights, camera, action. Here we go inside of Madison Square Garden in New York City. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin with you. It's the NHL on CSN, and Locker put some details on the netminders.
Well, Joe B. Braden Holtby right back in the cage. You wouldn't have thought otherwise. 21 wins he's looking for tonight against Henrik Lundqvist, going for a 16. It's a marquee matchup here in the Big Apple tonight.
Barry Trotz's team at 23-6-2, 48 points, is 6 points clear of the New York Rangers. Alain Vigneault's squad has hit the skids. They are always tough at home, however. And this Sunday night affair gets underway at MSG. Glad you've tuned in there with us. The on-ice officials, the referees, are Ian Walsh and Bram Skilleter. Brad Kovacic and Johnny Murray, they have the lines.
And with Stepan back in the lineup, just returned last game, played close to 19 minutes. That's going to be the checking unit that Vigneault's going to send out against the Capitals' #1 trio tonight.
Stepan back from broken ribs. That can't be comfortable to play with as a hockey player, or in any sport for that matter. McDonough sends it on around. As this will bounce through to center, there's Carl Alsner to clear in. Both teams with quick line changes right off the bat.
And that was the Capitals captain getting the best of their captain. A huge blow behind the neck on Ryan McDonough by Alex Ovechkin.
Miller steps in to feed to the front that came on through. Point drive faked by Boyle. Nash covering up there. Yevgeny Kuznetsov on to Justin Williams. Leaves it outside for Johansson, takes the return pass. Kuznetsov hits the brakes, flails one to the front that caroms wide the cage. Guarded by Henrik Lundqvist.
Capitals this season have been very good on the attack. They use a lot of hook-offs. They're looking for late guys. They're looking for guys to fill the lane. And that has made them a tougher team to defend against this season. Those hook-offs are just so difficult defensively.
Top of the screen, you're seeing the Rangers' blue line punch, and they're missing two of their key cogs there in Dan Girardi and Kevin Klein tonight. As John Carlson sends one right to the chest of Henrik Lundqvist, he'll melt the rebound.
And everything wants to get off to a fast start. Every team does. And watch Ovechkin. Here's their captain, and here comes Big OV. And McDonough says, uh-oh, I better look out. This is an early wake-up call. The two captains collide behind the net. Alex Ovechkin trying to set a tone here for his club on the road.
Ovechkin closing in on 500 tallies in his magnificent career. He often warms to the limelight in Madison Square Garden. We are in the second minute of a scoreless opening period. Jay Beagle to take this draw. Pulls it on back for a John Carlson wrister. Stopped there by Lundqvist. Tom Wilson sent the rebound wide. And the Rangers should exit the zone. Emerson Edom on for Oscar Lindberg, who tallied the last time these two teams tangled here in early November. A 5-2 Ranger win. Edom, former Anaheim Duck property, for Lindberg on the interchange. Edom, drafted there by Nate Schmidt. Good little takeaway check. Schmidt getting help from Jason Chimera, and Washington rolls through center. Wilson at the line was stacked up by the veteran blue liner Boyle. Chris Summers, 27 years of age from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He gets into this Ranger lineup with Klein and Girardi out. Deliberate breakout now for New York. Kevin Hayes, who's usually a thorn in Washington's side, but's been drawing the ire of the local newspaper writers.
They sure are. And not a whole lot of production from Kevin Hayes. You look at his numbers, 1 goal his last 18, and you're going to hear it from the fans and the scribes.
I wish those numbers would be so less productive against Washington. As the Rangers have possession, Yandel flings down the wing. There's Glass for a wrister. No worries for Braden Holtby. Michael Latta for Washington, looking to Andre Burakovsky on this clearing attempt. Two teams are at even and full strength. We're just past the 3-minute mark in the first.
And the Capitals did not skate this morning because of a basketball game here this afternoon. The Rangers, however, did skate up at their practice facility. It's going to be interesting on how the Capitals respond.
Holtby into some hot water there. Kept at the point by Stahl, a wrister that's hit the screener. Stepan in front. Kreider burrowing out of the corner. Matched up against Niskanen. Chris Kreider stripped by Matt Niskanen, and away come the Caps. This will get through Mark Stahl and back onto the Rangers side of center.
Absolutely fabulous defensive work by Matt Niskanen, working against a very quick forward in Kreider. He rips him off to start the attack.
Open your notebook with respect to the Rangers and Caps, and John Carlson's going along quite nicely with a 5-game point streak.
He's not missed a game in the last 6 seasons. The Capitals 11-1-1 in their last 13, 48 points overall, second best in the NHL. The Dallas Stars just keep winning. They pummeled the Montreal Canadiens last night. Ben and those guys all over the score sheet.
They are more than just Jamie Benn, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Spezza helps, right?
Oh, yeah.
Klingberg.
They remind me of a team from about 5 or 6 years ago. The one that's wearing white.
Yes, they do.
Boyle sends it on around. Marcus Johansson's there on the forecheck for Yevgeny Kuznetsov. His centering feed blocked away. John Carlson fires. That changed directions at the goal line. It'll squirt wide. Justin Williams feeds. Kuznetsov had his stick tied up there with Summers, who kicks the puck loose. Composure there, and then Summers drew a penalty. The Rangers are going to a power play before this game is 5 minutes old.
Yeah, tough break for the Washington Capitals. Real good net presence, going to the paint and trying to stuff one past the King. Lundqvist, good opportunity as the official will come to center ice to make the initial call against Justin Williams. Justin Williams is not buying it, but he's heading to the box.
14, Washington, minor penalty, hooking.
And it's a hooking call. We'll take a look at the penalty first right here on CSN on this Sunday night. There's a little hook on Summers, who's trying to hot-foot it out of the zone. Moments prior to that, good funneling of the puck to the net. Kuznetsov throws it in front. The King gets in trouble with the deflection, and there's a mad scramble. Just about a hand save there, Joe B, by the defenseman. He didn't cover it. He swatted it out of the paint.
Nice hustle, 39-year-old Dan Boyle doing the honors. Williams sits. The Rangers have power play goals in 4 of their last 5 games. Barry Trotz's penalty killers on the hot seat early in New York. Ranger power play ranked 5th now on the circuit at 21.7 overall, 22.9 at home. The Caps penalty killers are 6th best in the league as well. Stepan wins the draw. Yandel works the power play point with JT Miller. The long wrister dealt with there by Holtby. And then Alzner uses the glass to play clear.
And Yandel is like the Capitals' John Carlson. He's sort of the quarterback back there for the Blue Shirts. He loves to lug the puck. He's very smart, and he's good at moving laterally at the blue line to open spots for the power play.
Yandel will trek back to get this one. He leads the Rangers in assists, does this man, number 93, taking the handoff. In the last 7 games, the Rangers are better than 26% effective.
Caps better stay out of the box when you look at those numbers.
Stepan with a neat little move. Schmidt didn't clear it. JT Miller pouncing on it for New York. Back to point position for Yandel. The power play exists for another 1:15. Short-handed, the Caps through center. This bounces away from Tom Wilson. Taken on the run by Stepan. He fanned on his centering pass, and Wilson will clear.
Maybe a little timing there for Stepan, who missed all those games, 9 or 10 games, just returned last game, but he said he felt all right, still trying to get into game shape, but Vigneault made sure he played him close to 19 minutes.
Boyle leaves this one through center. Nash winding up. Boyle will scale in. Niskanen absorbs the hit. Rangers flood this side. Zuccarello sent it back behind the goal, right where Carl Alzner was stationed, on a clearing effort for Chimera, teaming up with Light. Washington a man down another 34 seconds. McDonough slugs it in. Nash from glove to stick. Ran right into Alzner, and then Chimera plays it off the Ranger defense and back to center.
So far, so good with a very good pressure penalty kill against this Ranger club. Absolutely no zone time. They've created a couple of chances on the rush, but no setup time for the Blue Shirts here in their first power play.
John Carlson chunked his clearing effort. McDonough through the screen, long wrister that was blocked. Beagle manages to get it to neutral ice. Washington back to even strength right now as Williams is up and out of the penalty box. Justin takes it on the move. On the drop for Wilson. To his backhand, sliding defensive play that was made defensively there by McElrath. Wilson off of a rewind. Gave it up. Rangers on the attack through center. Stepan loops it on one skip there. It's vacuumed up by Holtby. And we'll take our first time out of the night. 6 minutes, 43 seconds into the opening period. Nothing doing on the scoreboard at MSG. Theater in the round inside of Madison Square Garden. No score, Caps and Rangers. Star Treks presented by Toyota. Locker likely suspects for scoring off the wing.
TJ Oshie for the Caps, third career 4-point game on Friday night. He sits with 12 goals. He's going to be a factor with Ovechkin and Backstrom. Zuccarello works for this Ranger team, the leader in goals and points. His last 2 games have been suspect defensively, and you can include him along with the rest of the team if they struggled mightily, allowing a ton of goals. -6 the last 2 really hurts your plus minus.
-4 at Winnipeg in the game Friday. This Rangers team just 3 wins in its last 13 overall. The Caps have won 11 of 13, and as a result, they occupy the top spot in the Metropolitan Division. Zuccarello and all the fans here at Madison Square Garden were saluting Alain Vigneault during the commercial break, honoring him for going over 1,000 games as a head coach in the NHL.
One of 7 coaches to get to the finals more than once, Joe, but never win the Stanley Cup. Other guys on that list: Billy Ray, Vin Patrick, Sid Abel, Milt Schmidt, Don Cherry, and Pat Quinn. He's been to the dance but has not won a cup.
Alain Vigneault's numbers on the screen for you. Prior head coaching appearances in Montreal and Vancouver. Guiding this New York Rangers team at 19, 11, and 4, 42 points overall. Derek Brassard to take this draw, locked up there by Nicholas Backstrom, and away come the Caps. Ovechkin works wide. Cross rink as Niskanen gets up into the flow. To the front, there's Oshie, and a backhand denied by Lundqvist. He went paddle down.
And he was wide open. I think Oshie was as surprised as everybody. Absolutely nobody, and blew around the front of the net and the paint.
Braden Holtby again misplayed that puck behind the cage. That's so unusual for him. He's done it twice in the first 8 minutes. Oshie waits along the boards. Niskanen trundles that one towards the goal as the Caps are in the middle of a line change. An easy clearing opportunity for McDonough, the former Wisconsin Badger. Zuccarello, who's played twice in the Olympics under Norway's flag. Fancy moves through center for Hayes. As he puts this one off of the rink, we hear a whistle shy of the 8-minute mark.
9.9 there for Hayes. Nice little pirouette. Here's a good opportunity in front. They disrupt the breakouts, which has been happening to the Rangers. Ovechkin on the feed to Oshie. Just doesn't have time to go backhand, forehand to elevate the puck against Lundqvist.
TJ, who will turn 29 on Wednesday, is now Washington's second leading goal scorer, trailing only the grade 8. Both of those guys off of their 4-point performances against the Bolts 2 nights ago in D.C. Number 4, Taylor Chorney working the back end for Washington. Hayes drifting out wide. The Caps minus the services once again of Brooks Orpik, missing his 18th game in succession. An injury that was supposed to be minor is going to cost him close to a quarter of the season. Long wrist shot that was squelched off the boot of Johansson. The ricochet sends Williams through center. Marcus Johansson, a delicate pass. Kuznetsov's backhander, that hit Williams, and then it's covered by Lundqvist. Folks, you can bring your family to the Capitals game of your choice from our select schedule. You get 4 upper-level tickets to the game, plus $5 concession credit loaded on each of those tickets for $149. Get yours at WashingtonCaps.com or call 202-266-CAPS.
And you can see the coaching staff in the back tweaking little things. They watch every single little thing. You know, in the zone, in the offensive zone, the defensive zone, if they see one little step out of sync, that's where they'll make corrections on the bench.
They'll be making corrections overnight as the team makes its flight to Raleigh, North Carolina. Caps and Canes tomorrow on CSN+. That was deflected out of play off the glass, so there's no delay of game. Face-off to come. Offensive zone for Barry's boys.
And Carolina has really played well, Joe. 13, 15, and 5. They come off the road. They're a hard team to beat. The Caps are going to have to compete tomorrow night.
Just getting going in Gotham City this Sunday night with the NHL on CSN. Shy of the midway mark of the frame. Shots on goal unofficially are 4 apiece. Boyle on for Edom. A backpedaling Dmitry Orlov there for Washington. All 3 of his goals this season at home. Lindbergh out wide for Stepan and back behind Holtby's net. Rangers, one of the few teams for Braden Holtby to have a losing record against during the regular season in his career. He's the NHL's wins leader at the moment. Andrei Burakovsky glides into the attack territory. Poke check there. Counter punching. Stepan. Fost is knifing to the net. Schmidt was right there in that shooting lane. Burakovsky for Latta, and through center come the Capitals. Latta on the dump in. Barry Trotz wants the line change.
And real nice breakout there. Nice wall work by the Washington Capitals wingers. So far in this first period, the Ranger D have been pinching every time. Capitals wingers are going to have to be strong here tonight at Madison Square Garden.
Fost whistles one in, then makes his way to the line change. At the line on the attack there.
That
this
was
is offside. Offside against Washington.
And those 2 guys could go. Wilson and Glass. Glass is a tough customer. Been a lot in the American Hockey League this year. Both sort of in a bear hug along the wall. They'll chit-chat a little bit. We may see a dance from those 2 later on in this game. There's that play along the wall by Willie. The finish of the check. And that's just offside and a little bit of a late hit. And there's Willie with the arm bar around Glass as everybody comes along the half wall.
Tanner very scrappy. We know Tom Wilson's never afraid to drop the mittens. His penalty minute total climbing to the top 4 in the NHL. Broadway Blue Shirts here at home. They'll host Anaheim on Tuesday, their last game before the Christmas break. The NHL is in the middle of its holiday roster freeze. It extends through midnight of December 27th. With regard to call-ups and send-downs and waivers.
You're good till the new year, my friend.
Thank you, boss.
You're welcome.
Lord knows you'd push the eject button pretty quickly.
No, I wouldn't. It's the holiday season.
Grinch. Long wrister, fake. Stepan fires from the angle, and Holtby covers that short side beautifully. 10-17. Gone by in period 1. Still looking for that first red light inside of Madison Square Garden. This Ovechkin moment presented by Ameritel, your hometown place for copiers. 2 beauties in New York.
Yeah, this is number 499 through a maze of legs and sticks and beats the Ranger netminder, and 500's coming right at you. Nice sleight of hands to get around the defenseman. The little backhand shovel towards the net. And Alex Ovechkin reaches 500 points against the New York Rangers.
We chronicle his best goals so often. I think that one's underrated. That's an amazing effort.
It is.
To create that all pretty much with one hand and beat the King. Holtby and Lundqvist tonight are spotless through the midway mark of the opening period. Jason Chimera clears it ahead for Tom Wilson. He'll use the boards. Second effort will get deep into the Ranger zone. That's where Boyle will play. 2-time Canadian Olympian. John Carlson lobs it back into the New York zone. Scandal on the run. Snaps that pass for JT Miller. Miller lined up by Carlson. Miller turns the cage. JT all the way to point position. Summers winds and fires. That's head high over top of the net, and the carom is out of play.
Well, last night, Joe B, I watched the 75th birthday party for John Lennon. A lot of celebrities in the house, and lo and behold, look who we find here at MSG tonight watching the Ranger game. None other than the great Sir Paul McCartney.
Did he get that hockey puck right on cue?
I think so.
Come on. You set that up.
No.
Just another guy you have in your Rolodex. And I'm glad you called him sir.
Yes, I did. I watched the special last night, so it was perfect. It was karma that I get to see Paul McCartney in the house here tonight.
Marcus Johansson didn't get it out. McElrath muddying up the water there for New York. When the Rangers are on, their pressure game on the forecheck is very good. Hayes feeds for Zuccarello. That's out of his grasp. Johansson speeds in the other direction, but Zuccarello recovers. Lobbed ahead for Glass, soccer style through center. Niskanen there for Washington. Matt Niskanen knows this Ranger rivalry very well. In part in Washington, of course, from his time in Pittsburgh. Williams' centering pass that's deflected. Johansson, who along with Alex Ovechkin tallied in the November game here. Chorny. On the recovery pass there, Kuznetsov. One more for Carlson. Then Chorny pulls the trigger. Score! Williams on the tip-in in front.
And that was a beautiful passing play all around. I was just going to say the Capitals look like they're in sync. The way they're moving the puck offensively, absolutely no chance for the Lundqvist, the goaltender, as the Capitals had the puck going with a Harlem Globetrotter weave. It was amazing. And look at the beautiful pass by Chorny. The blue shirts are reeling. This has been a problem area for them. Their defensive zone, their last 5 games, 7 goals against, 5 goals against, 2 goals against, and the last 2, 5 against. And this is an ongoing trend that the Capitals have to jump on. We said at the top of the show, Joe, it's going to be the forecheck. That was one heck of a round-the-world passing play for a 1-0 lead.
Justin Williams, who has assists in the last 2 games, gets himself on the score sheet there. Primary helper to Chorny at 12:03.
One more look at that gem. That's going to be on all the highlight reels for the Caps and around the country. Here they move it down low. Kuznetsov comes out. He's going to throw it back to the D. Carlson gets it, throws it to his partner, who gives it right to Justin Williams. It's an easy redirect. One of the prettiest 5-on-5 goals that Caps have scored.
I'd say John Carlson continues his point-scoring streak with a helper on that tally. Now 6 games in succession. The Capitals, who are so good when they get the lead, they have it in New York. Scaled in by Foss. Alain Vigneault wants to change him up. Schmidt on a lengthy send-away for Oshie. Surrounded there by 3 Rangers. Ovechkin jumps into the picture, lost the handle. Dominic Moore, veteran center, on the go with Oscar Lindberg. Shoulder to shoulder with Chorny to the back glass. Latta in good position defensively. Skies one ahead. Like turns. Flings that one over the shoulder of Lundqvist, and the Rangers will counterpunch. Latta gave Moore a nice wrap at center. Chorny off of that beautiful setup for Justin Williams, setting the pace for Washington tonight. JT Miller is parked at the far board. Yandel. Wrister through the screen. Stopped there by Holtby. He just tracked it in the nick of time.
Yeah, he was in the right position, though, Joe, and just let that puck hit him. I'm sure he saw it, like you said, at the last minute, but his positioning was textbook.
He works on that so much with goalie coach Mitch Korn. Nice little push-through move by Miller. He scores! A dazzling goal from JT Miller.
We have talked about a lot of the Rangers who are struggling up front, like a Rick Nash, like a Hayes. Well, JT Miller is not one of those guys. He's got his 7th goal of the season. He's the hottest blue shirt in the lineup, and it's a nice move. He's playing with a load of confidence as he comes in, slows down a little bit, cuts to the middle against one of the best stick guys in the league in Niskanen, and fires it back across his body. The Rangers have tied it up here in the first.
Capitals enjoyed the lead for 1 minute and 39 seconds. JT Miller gets only his 2nd goal of the season here at home. Done a lot of his damage on the road. Suddenly, Madison Square Garden re-energized again. Beagle working the cycle game with Tom Wilson. Wilson's pass back to point position, nobody home. Niskanen wins that foot race, pounds it ahead for Beagle. Jay Beagle, who played his first ever NHL game in this building back in 2009. Niskanen coughed it up. Brassard just off the bench. Niskanen gets a 2nd chance to clear, and he will. Wilson didn't get it in deep. Yevgeny Kuznetsov winding it up and retracing his steps at center. Down the flank for John Carlson. On the headman, there's Kuznetsov. Tried the one-time setup for Williams. That was a swing and a miss. Brassard will carry the puck for New York. fighting off the check of Kuznetsov. He'll deal it in. 5 minutes and change left to go in this opening period, separating us from Capitals Intermission Live, presented by CIS Secure Computing. Happy to have Al Koken, Alan May, and Brent Johnson standing by in the studio. Two teams trading tallies less than 2 minutes apart. Justin Williams for Washington, JT Miller for New York. Johansson on the go, and this is offside against the Capitals. The tallies come quickly. One for Washington, one for New York. Justin Williams first. JT Miller would follow. And we'll have you back at MSG after this. Craig Laughlin, our congratulations go out to Peter Bondra and Sergei Fedorov, International Ice Hockey Federation Hall of Famers.
Yeah, they'll have some fun. May 22nd in Moscow. Way to go, Bonsai. Over 500 goals, two-time 50-plus, 930 goals seasons for Fedorov. We know he's already in the Hockey Hall of Fame. 3 cups, close to 500 goals, 3 worlds. Others, Kaminsky, Pelton, and Pat Quinn, and Ben Smith. Congrats to all of you.
Nice of the Hall of Fame to make that ultimate decision. Test drive a BMW today. Visit WashingtonDCBMW.com for exceptional offers. TJ Oshie wheels back through center, sends one wide of Henrik Lundqvist. Oshie, Backstrom, Ovechkin out there united once more. Kreider with that tremendous speed, twice a national champion during his Boston College Eagle days. Bunts this one into the corner, off the outside of the frame. Recaptured and sent back to point position. Mark Stahl's wrister, right to the gut of Carlson. Kreider on his backhand, he scores! The quick deep, and it's 2-1.
The so-called checking unit out against the Capitals, Nick Backstrom line, and they get a lucky bounce that bounces right to Kreider. And talk about a V12 motor. Well, he's got one. Right side of the screen. Watch the weird bounce. No one knows where it is. John Carlson can't recover. Once that puck hits the ice, Kreider sees it first, and that is a wonderful feat. Coming across laterally and has a wide open net. Once he gets around Braden Holtby's stick and pads, 2-1 Rangers here in the first.
2 tallies for the New Yorkers, separated by 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Washington in the offensive zone. Beagle looking for the rebound. Drags to the corner boards. McElrath, a tough customer on the back end for New York. Fans will serenade Braden Holtby. Braden, who has been so stout of late. 2 goals or less allowed in 11 of his last 14 games. Tom Wilson had that one bounce away. This is Kevin Hayes one-handing through center for a Zuccarello dump in. Chris Kreider getting his first ever goal against the Caps in the regular season.
And Kreider coming in, one of those guys that was running cold, just 2 goals his last 17 games.
Long Karen Williams stopped there. A flashy pad save by Lundqvist. He hesitated a bit on that dump in and almost got burned. And then the Rangers are whistled for icing.
You don't often see Lundqvist misplay a carom off his home boards. Well, he did there, and Williams didn't bury it past him. Good opportunity on that last play as Lundqvist comes out to make the stop. Here it is. Look at the lively backboards. He's thinking of coming out. You notice Kuznetsov lets it slide past, and Williams gets a real good shot right into the blocker's side.
Henrik Lundqvist's point of view on this next draw with 3:10 remaining in this opening period. Washington got the jump on New York thanks to Justin Williams, but Miller and Kreider have bounced back for the guys in blue. Lindbergh on the hop, one of the highest scoring rookies this season in the NHL. Look out, Edom right to the cage. He was chopped there, loose in front. Summers denied by Holtby. A huge stop by Braden as the Caps will go shorthanded.
And if you take it back to the face-off, there was a miscommunication between Williams and Orlov. On the play, Williams thought Orlov was going to step down. That leads to the jailbreak, which leads to the chance Joe. Watch the face-off, and you'll see the reaction of Williams. Comes to Williams, and he sort of just leaves it there, but he doesn't notice that Orlov is not coming. He's backing up, and now the blue shirts dump it in. They get a lucky bounce that causes this whole commotion and sends Orlov, who started to play at the other end with Williams not communicating with him, goes to the box.
It's early in the night, but this is an important penalty kill for Washington. Boyle fires a stick save for Braden Holtby. Rangers skating 5-on-4. 2:45 left in the frame. Nash working on the outside. Zuccarello and Nash on the centering pass that came through. Deflected back to point position. McDonough keeps it alive. Nash to Boyle. Flagged down by Holtby.
That was a nifty pass from behind the net. And Boyle, who scored in the last game against the Jets. And after that game, they had a team meeting, a closed-door meeting before they headed home. But Rick Nash, always a threat on the power play. That's a nice-looking backhand. That Boyle shot might have been going wide, but he's a savvy veteran defenseman here in New York.
These power play stats packaged by the UPS store. Face-off to come in the D-zone for the Capitals. Only Dallas has more goals at even strength than the New York Rangers this season. Even strength tallies for Miller and Kreider, and now skating on the man advantage on home ice late in the first.
And Biggs is going to get thrown out of the face-off circle.
So's Brassard.
And that's unlucky for both teams. Now two other guys have to step in.
Wilson wins it on his strong side. Schmidt will wrap it around the boards, but not out. Holtby shrugs away that BD from Nash as the Rangers work at point position. Zuccarello shakes it on the outside. Zuccarello looks to stuff. Holtby has the pad down. Exchanging with Boyle. McDonough is straight away. Locked up with Beagle. Hesitation. Wrister blocked. Brassard up in arms with Carlson. McDonough slap pass. Boyle scores!
You know who Paul McCartney's cheering for? He's got the flag up in the air and the towel, and Dan Boyle buries it from a sharp angle. They're very good at moving the puck east-west. Notice the Caps don't get it out when they had the puck, Joe, and that skitters right past the left pad. They fake the shot, sharp angle. It moves the goalie from left post to right post, and they put it far side. Pretty good execution on a power play by the New York Rangers. You said the Capitals needed it. They didn't get it, Joe B, and now it's a 2-goal lead for the bad guys.
3 goals for New York in less than 5 minutes. Johansson accelerates and fires. Had that weakened by McElrath. Alsner towards the cage, shrugged aside by Lundqvist, as the Ranger fans are again giving it to Braden Holtby. Second time in his many visits here to Madison Square Garden that the Rangers have gotten under number 70's skin. Niskanen put a good crunch on there. Dying stages of the opening period with 1:20 left in it. 3 unanswered for New York. John Carlson winds it up through center. Yevgeny Kuznetsov motors down the wing. Turns on McElrath. Tries that little pet move, that pass to the weak side. Kuznetsov hiding again. Right through the paint to Oshie. TJ turns the corner, throws the stiff arm out. Final minute of the opening period. Give and go, Carlson fires, that's blocked. Rangers looking to clear. Carlson had other ideas. Kreider bumping him away from the blue line, and it's shoveled on by Stepan. 40 seconds with which to work in the first. Rangers out shooting the Caps now 15-7. Backstrom on the go. Launches it into the corner. Weathering the storm from Mark Stahl. It's kicked free with 25 ticks remaining. Oshie lurking to the front. It just bounced away from Lundqvist. Rangers have time, and Kreider will skip it back onto the Washington side of center. Ovechkin's on the mark for Oshie. The drop to Backstrom didn't connect. 7 seconds to go. Rangers would be wise to keep it right there, and they will. Step to the dressing room with a 2-goal lead after 20. Justin Williams had things off to a nice start for Washington, but after that, it was all New York. Miller, Kreider, Boyle in succession. Capitals Intermission Live is presented by CIS Secure Computing. Back to the studio in a matter of moments. Highlights and stats from up here in the booth. Locker will be chatting with a guest very soon. Rangers trying to snap out of a funk, and usually Madison Square Garden is kind to them. They open up with a 3 spot in the first period. Capitals Intermission Live is presented by CIS Secure Computing. We're going to head back now to the studios to join Al, Alan, and Brent. This CSN coverage of Capitals hockey tonight being brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Papa John's. If the Caps win and score 4 or more goals, get 50% off any online order tomorrow at participating Papa John's locations. Your Washington area Honda dealers. Get year-end clearance pricing during Happy Honda Days at your local Honda dealer. Why settle for less than a Honda? The 2015 Military Bowl. It's number 21 Navy and Pitt in the 2015 Military Bowl. Tickets on sale now at militarybowl.org. Your Washington area Chevy dealers. Find your local dealer on ChevyFirst.com. And by Burke and Herbert Bank. No monthly fees, no minimum balance. Open a convenient checking account today. Washington and New York set for the second period opening draw. Rangers with the last 3 tallies in the first. Compliments of Miller, Kreider, and Boyle. It's the NHL on CSN. Joe and Craig with you tonight as we shout out 3 cheers to all the men and women in our technical crew assembled in New York. Johansson pulls the trigger off the crossbar and out of play in the first 19 seconds.
And went right for that catching glove of Henrik Lundqvist and just ripped it. Had him cleanly beaten. Did Marcus looking for his 7th goal. You could hear that ding all the way up here. Here's the shot. Uses the D as a screen right past the left earlobe of Henrik Lundqvist. Unlucky for Marcus early on in the second.
Blocker, you mentioned this during Capitals Intermission Live, that you feel like Henrik Lundqvist may be gettable tonight. He didn't look comfortable on that wrister at all either.
No, 4.35 goals against his last 4. Very uncharacteristically, unlike Henrik Lundqvist. He's usually stellar. He's usually goals against around 2, but he has not been making the stops that they have needed.
Johansson in tight quarters with Justin Williams. Williams on a tip-in the first period for Washington. Their lone strike. Niskanen towards the cage, deflected down and wide. Johansson turns, gets topside, gets tripped up, and the Capitals will have a power play. Holtby racing towards the bench. The Rangers go shorthanded.
Doesn't even work as Braden wipes out a little bit at center ice there, right outside the bench. The hooking call goes against the New York Rangers, and it is the correct call, even with the stick let go by the forward. So the Caps go to a power play to get back in this game. Here's the play down low, and it's a nice move by the Caps. Marcus had a real good first shift. Lindbergh goes to the box. The first Caps power play of the game.
The power play that was so brilliant 2 nights ago in helping Barry Trotz's team recover from a 3-0 deficit. Perhaps they can start digging out again with a man advantage unit that's now ranked 2nd in the league at 25%. The Ranger penalty kill is in the top 10 too. Ovechkin fires. A sliding defender came across there. It was Jesper Fox. Backstrom will coordinate. Carlson feeds. Ovechkin loads again. Stopped by Lundqvist.
Yeah, nice shoulder stop. He's sort of moving that right arm a little bit. I think that one stung him.
John Carlson quarterbacking. Nicholas Backstrom just idling at the half board. Interchanging with Johansson. Backstrom scans the defense. Stahl waves at him. Backstrom inside for Oshie. He gunned it high. Alex Ovechkin, good puck retrieval. Oshie better pass. Lundqvist read the play. Makes the save on Backstrom.
And you can hear that communication all the way up here. Oshie and Ovi talking to each other. Ovechkin finds Oshie, who finds the man on the right side, which is Backstrom. And that's a good-looking slap shot. Nice passing play there, but it all starts because of the chatter. They're talking to each other as they're moving the puck.
Craig, we don't mention shooting percentage all that often, but Nicholas Backstrom's in the top 5 in the league in that category.
Yeah, you look at this game, you have Zuccarello right up there along with Nick Backstrom.
Nicholas, flushed by Summers. Johansson spins. Backstrom, great pass. Good rotation there defensively. Nash blocking the Oshie bid. Folks, Burke and Herbert Bank, they score for the kids. For every Caps goal scored this season, Burke and Herbert Bank donating $100 to Most Valuable Kids.
New York Rangers operated about 83% on their PK, but at home they're close to 90. They've only allowed 6 power play goals against. Let's hope it changes soon here tonight.
89.3 on home ice.
Pretty impressive.
They have allowed a power play goal in 4 of their last 6, as this Rangers team is sputtering by their standards. Fost against Williams. Williams picks him clean. John Carlson setting up the 1-3-1 look. Chimera is the man camped out in front of Lundqvist. Kuznetsov delicately to Williams. He sent that one wide.
That was an excellent pickup by Williams with his right skate boot to get that opportunity to shoot that puck.
Alexander Ovechkin back through center. The fans wanted to call on him. He comes cross rink, a bump set to Carlson. Walking in, pad save. Rebound, deep slot, Kuznetsov giving some ground. In concert with Chimera, storming to the cage. That one banks wide. Lundqvist thought he had it beneath him. Ovechkin serves for Williams. That pass didn't have enough starch on it, and Fost will send Washington packing. Still shy of the 3-minute mark in the second period. Rangers still on top, 3-1. Carlson to an open Ovechkin. Working down the dash, a great pass. Kuznetsov rolled it wide. He wanted to tip in.
He sure did. He should have just wound up and blasted it. He's got a heck of a shot. He's going to use it more often.
25 feet away, he offered that for Burakovsky. Meanwhile, it's Nash on the run. Nash closing. Kick out save by Holtby, and he sprawls back. Centering feed alone with Stepan. He didn't get a blade on that. The whistle comes, and a penalty here against Washington, it appears.
Looked like they had too many men on the ice there for a little bit. We'll see what the call is. You have Alzner over at the box. You have all the Caps and white jerseys spinning around, but it's going to be Wilson going on.
Referee Graham Skilleter making that assessment, working in tandem with Ian Walsh tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be Willie heading off. Here's the play behind the net. The Caps actually fortunate there that puck bounced like crazy as Wilson's in the box.
5 other games going on today and tonight around the NHL. With the Rangers 2 better than Washington here at home. Second of 5 meetings between these two. The next one comes right back here again. Early in the calendar year 2016. We'll be here on January 9th. The Rangers visit Washington on the 17th and the 4th of March before it's all done. Brassard is locked up by Alzner. Alzner using the boards. McDonough with a good keep in. Backstrom on the take back. 2-on-2 with Oshie. Boyle, no problems there for the Rangers. They're going to send it all the way. It's going to be an icing call against New York.
Well, the power play goes to work, and Rick Nash has to be one of the key guys behind the play, right side of the screen. A little bit of that penalty against Wilson as he gets tangled up. He had no gloves on. He was ready to maybe do-si-do. He had lost his stick. He had lost a glove, and he goes to the box for that.
All righty, sir. 3.5 into period 2. Zuccarello will spin. Leads the Rangers in goals as Matt Zuccarello.
He might have been tied up there with The Undertaker, Joe B.
Mr. McElrath?
Yes.
That'd be a heavyweight tilt.
Call him sir, too.
Alzner crunches it around the curve. Like is there in a battle. And Beagle wins the board battle to clear. Rangers a man up another 70 seconds. Boyle trudging back through center. Looking to send in Zuccarello. Beagle will steer clear.
And so what happened on that play, just to recap, Ovechkin was railed by McElrath. Wilson comes to his rescue, is ready to drop the mitts with McElrath. And because of that, it sends him off for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's why the Caps, Joe B, are on the PK.
Thank you for the clarification. And then Ryan McDonough wasn't very sporting to Jason Chimera here.
Could have easily got one there. There he is going hard to the corner. Little push right there, and there's the finish along the wall. And then there was a little cross check on the back corner there. And then McDonough in front of the net. Actually got away with one, Joe, I think, as he pushed Chimera down.
Rangers ice time leader Jason Chimera still chirping at referee Ian Walsh. Brooks Laich will take this draw for the Caps. Down by 2 on enemy ice. Williams with a quick trigger, shrugged away by Henrik Lundqvist. Williams will see another of his former teams tomorrow night. Capitals in Raleigh to square off with the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers will be off tomorrow. They get the Anaheim Ducks on Tuesday here.
And we imagine no skate, Joe B, so that means Tripp and Johnny Forsman better hook us up with some notes tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to put pressure on those two guys. It's the holiday season. They need to hook us up.
Yeah, that's a lump of coal, guaranteed. Miller waiting at the half board. JT Miller, a pretty goal back in the first. Coordinating with Hayes, then Yandel on a look away. Hayes plays a two-man game. Kevin Hayes sightseeing on the outside. Saucers for Yandel. Drive deflected. It pinballs wide of the goal. Step on for Yandel. On the perimeter to Hayes. Too hot to handle. Schmidt gets it ahead as Wilson's out of the box. Caps are on even strength and 3-on-3 the other direction. Williams waiting for reinforcements. Moving in, it's Orlov towards the front back door. Score! From the sharp angle, Kuznetsov.
What a sweet chip backhand under the bar, short side. And the Caps have cut the lead to 3-2. All of a sudden, a power play finishes. Now you've got a line change. They're a little tired on the ice. The referees are meeting at center ice. I don't think anything really happened here. It's going to be the Caps goal. Right side of the screen, there's the chip shot, and it goes right up and over the left shoulder of Lundqvist. Excellent play by Orlov, who'll get the primary assist. Willie comes onto the ice and creates that odd man advantage. The Caps right back in this one.
Yevgeny Kuznetsov, who had not picked up a point in each of his last 3 games, gets goal number 10 on the season there. 7 of those 10 coming on the road. Washington, as Locker told you, within 1. Braden Holtby will sweep this on around. Holtby just 9 saves the other night against Tampa Bay before the goalie change. Philip Grubauer came on and picked up the win in relief. That's the exact same way Braden got his first NHL win in relief. Tom Wilson strolls into the corner. Rangers come away with it. It's Moore. Then Boyle. Emerson Edom will get it deep. Holtby with the marching orders for Chorney. Congestion to that corner as the teams are playing 5-on-5. Marcus Johansson drags the puck with him to center. Orlov continues the thrust. Brassard in good shape defensively. Derek Brassard, who really hurt the Caps in the playoffs of 2013. McDonough, a control breakout. Accelerates away from Oshie. Ryan McDonough will scale it in. It belongs to Chorney now, rolling the puck ahead for Ovechkin. Fencing there with McDonough. Kreider takes it. Kreider, Boyle, and Miller on the Rangers scoreboard in the first. Williams and Kuznetsov bookending the 2 Caps tallies around those 3.
And now the Caps have pretty good balance. 4 different players for the Washington Capitals have 10 or more goals.
Set play to Oshie. Doorstep, he scores! TJ Oshie has tied it.
That's a great set of mitts there on TJ Oshie. We talked about in our pregame show the chemistry between this trio here. He's got his 13th and his 123rd goal. And this might be one of his prettiest of the season. Beautiful indirect dump in by Nick Backstrom. Only Nick has the wherewithal to have such a beautiful pass at the right angles. You know, trigonometry and all that good stuff, Joe B. Geometry. Right off the backboards, right to Oshie with a power move. What a play.
TJ Oshie at 7:01. A Baker's dozen now for him on the season, and the first time he's ever scored against the Rangers and Henrik Lundqvist to tie this contest at 3. Justin Williams scoops out of his own zone. Alzner has to backtrack. Help comes from Niskanen. We are brand new at Madison Square Garden with 12:35 to go in the second. JT Miller drops it into the corner. Brassard absorbs that hit from Alzner, who stays attached to him. JT Miller funnels it back behind the cage. Sprinkled on top there. Yandle will scoop. On a rotation play, Williams finds himself in good shape to clear. Both teams thinking about line changes. Rangers will make a break for it. Zuccarello on a wraparound pass deflected to Miller. JT backpedaling, cross rink, a broken stick there. That's going to foil McElrath. Alzner carefully for Latta. Caps having some issues getting out of their own zone. Summers on a drive that dips wide of the goal. Hayes sneaks. Feeds for Zuccarello. Richter on the way, cuffed at by Holtby wide. Glass's follow-up chance as the net comes from its moorings. 8:19 into period 2. A second period that's treated Washington well. Kuznetsov 10th, followed by Oshie's 13th. And the Washington Capitals have leveled the count in New York. Blocker Hadid shows us the road ahead. I see Raleigh as the alpha and omega.
6-7-3 they are on home ice. Always a tough out for the Caps. Then we got our 4-day break. And then we'll face off against the Montreal Canadiens, who are also reeling. 7 o'clock, Buffalo and Buffalo. Couple of days in between, or 1 day in between. Some wings and then back home for home cooking. Then we're at Carolina again. A lot of Carolina and a lot of Buffalo, Joby.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm okay.
TJ Oshie a few moments ago from Backstrom. Kuznetsov from Orlov and Williams. You're all set in the accounting department now. 2 tallies for Washington, less than 2 minutes apart, erasing a 3-1 deficit. As usual, an entertaining affair from Madison Square Garden. This Rangers team, they won 10 times in November, Locke, with just 2 wins in 9 games this month. That's allowed the Capitals to catch them and pass them in the division.
Yeah, the last time we were here, they were sparkling, Joe. 16-3-2 when we came to town.
Holtby waiting for that one. It flutters right into his glove. Zuccarello is perched there, and plenty of pushing and shoving ensues.
I like this. This is old-time hockey. Gotta love it. They're all tangled up behind the net, pushing and shoving. We may have a bout going on right about now with Wilson.
And Tanner Glass, as you presumed earlier in the night.
And we'll see if either of them get anything here. It'll be just a couple of minutes apiece, maybe for Ruffin, if they're going to call that. The Ranger D made sure they stayed outside the tops of the circles, or the faceoff comes outside. Both these guys going to the penalty box, I presume, for just 2 minutes. They don't deserve any more. Here's the play behind the net. The puck is going to be rotated down towards Zuccarello in the grill of Holtby. Holtby with the little blocker push, and then all heck breaks loose. Notice the 5 guys in white all over Tanner Glass as Tanner Glass hits the Capitals goaltender. Talking about coming together, it doesn't get better than that. When you're a team on the road, Joe, you're one against the world, and that's what it looked like for the Caps.
Not an easy situation for the linesmen, Kovacic and Murray, to keep the peace there as Tom continues to chirp at Tanner. Tanner Glass, that little extra shot to Braden Holtby is not going to earn him any rave reviews from the Caps. Barry Trotz checking the overhead scoreboard. 3-3, the big count. The referees assessed double minors for roughing to each Glass and Wilson. JT Miller hooks off. A quick centering pass for Boyle. That shot was blocked. Justin Williams will try the other flank. There's John Carlson with points in 6 straight. Out there for Marcus Johansson. Turn back.
Only time you don't play 4-on-4. I sort of wish they would. And that would be a rule that maybe increase scoring. Play 4-on-4 for the whole 4 minutes. Why not?
This turns out to be icing here against Washington. On the Toyota League leaderboard, when you have these men on your team, it's a plus.
Larkin at the top, 3 better than Kuznetsov, who's had a great game here tonight. To Foley, and then there's the grade 8 tied with Carter. Who's this kid from St. Louis, Joe? He's ripping it up. He's scoring a ton. And then there's Jamie Benn.
Defender, I think.
Scoring a ton, right?
That's fine. Those teams out west you don't get to see very often. And then, whoa, hello, who are you? Alex Ovechkin knows this Ranger bunch quite well from regular season battles and, of course, from springtime playoff encounters. All time, these two squads have met 9 times. The Rangers lead 5 series to 4. Folks, we want you involved on Twitter, #Capitals Talk. Tell us, what's the best hockey gift you've ever received? What's the best hockey gift you've ever received? #Capitals Talk.
CCM Tackleberries, used, Joe. All leather when I was 6 or 7 years old, and a Mastercraft Canadian Tire hockey stick that was actually curved both ways. So I had a good backhand and a good forehand.
Really?
Yeah, it was a double curve.
I would pay to see that.
I'd like to still have it. It'd be worth something.
Ovechkin out wide for a Niskanen wrister. That's gloved by Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah, it was all black, Joe, the blade. My dad got it for me, so I had a little curve at the heel, and then the other curve was at the toe. Awesome. So I could take a wrist shot and the backhand.
And the skates weighed about 70 pounds.
Yes, soaking wet, and they were always wet because I always skated in my backyard. The old thin blade with the little white knob in the end. The CCM Tackleberries. We call them tacks. One of the best skates ever.
Knob. The Caps have won their last 4 overall as they meet up with the Rangers tonight. They've rallied from a 2-goal deficit. Just jumping on board with us, Kuznetsov and Oshie here in the middle frame, quieting the New Yorkers inside of Madison Square Garden. Orlov turns to fetch away from Dominic Moore. Moore, 9 different teams in his NHL career. Chorney waits as Burakovsky swings. The long send away to an open Brooks Light. Light will stash this one in the corner. Latta goes there with Summers. Latta, point position, Chorney. Waits for the screen to develop. Then fires, blocked by Lindbergh, out of play. Folks, we need to step away. We're just past the midway mark in regulation. The Capitals 3 and the Rangers 3 on CSN. They pack about 18,000 into Madison Square Garden for NHL action. It's 3-3. The Caps squaring off with Henrik Lundqvist. In our Legal Seafoods Bite of the Night, we asked TJ Oshie, what makes Henrik so impressive?
I just think that he's a hard-working goaltender. Typically, he plays pretty far back in his crease, and when you do that, usually there's more holes to shoot at, but he seems so quick, and I haven't played against him as much as a lot of the other guys, but I don't know if I've scored on him yet.
I know you've scored on him tonight, TJ, for the first time in your career. 13th goal on the season as a Cap from Backstrom at .701.
Yeah, Oshie this December, we're talking about shooting percentages. Well, he's the best coming into tonight's game at 30%, just about scoring 1 every 3 shots.
Chimera turns, works it all the way to the point. Deflection try there from Beagle, stopped by Lundqvist. Burakovsky upset there by Summers, and that's going to be a trip against New York.
Yeah, the referee right down low immediately called that one. They didn't get their defenseman when he knocked down Chimera, so they got this one here.
Number 55, 2 extra.
There's Summers with the big beard going. There it is along the wall. Just upends Jason Chimera, the stick underneath the blade. And here comes the Caps power play to get that lead back that they had for a little bit at the start of the game at 1-0.
Alain Vigneault summering Chris Summers with Kevin Klein and Dan Girardi still out of the lineup. Klein with an oblique injury, Girardi a knee. The Capitals go a man to the good, looking to regain the lead. They had the first tally on the night. Compliments of Justin Williams. These power play stats, they're packaged by the UPS store. On the road, Washington 19.6% effective. Backstrom hustles through center. Leaves it on the wing for Johansson. Pivots away from Jesper Foss. Backstrom points it for Carlson. John will walk the line. Backstrom closing. Johansson relays. Ovechkin fires. He scores!
And there's that power play. too many options, and when you move it east-west and it's on the money, it's just too darn hard to defend, and that's his office over there. And it catches a piece of Lundqvist's glove, but Ovi's got his 17th goal of the season, climbing 8 away from 500. Beautiful pass down low, right on the money. That pass had to have tempo on it. Backstrom, Mojo, look at the tempo on that. The reason it had to have some oomph behind it, he had to get it past the sliding defenseman. Backstrom, Mojo immediately. That's catch and release by the guy down low. Ovechkin hammers it over the catching glove.
Alex Ovechkin, who scored in the first meeting here in early November, a 5-2 Washington loss. That power play marker giving the Caps the advantage at 4-3. 11:03 the time of the tally. The Swedes set it up. Johansson and Backstrom. Marcus looking for more. Filters this one for Williams. Marcus Johansson cradling it to his strong side. Then finding Kuznetsov. Speedy center iceman towards the cage. A sneaky delivery. Kuznetsov has it again. Rangers with a takeaway. Brassard doing the honors. Pounds it off the boards looking for Nash. He was tangled up with Alzner. 8 and change to go in the second period. A real good middle frame for Washington. 3 unanswered again.
It's just about having confidence. You know, they went into the locker room, probably had a few things to say, but other than that, they just had to get skating, get forechecking, draw penalties, and they've done that this period, Joe. They're a team that doesn't waver. They don't care if they're down a couple. They can respond because of the pop their offense has.
Unusual for Ranger fans to see this here at the Garden. The Rangers have the second best home ice goals against average in the league. Only Chicago is better. Touched up for 4, and we're just past the midway mark of this regulation time. Schmidt lobs it ahead. Nate Schmidt in the lineup. Healthy scratches tonight. Stan Galiev and Connor Carrick sitting this one out.
Yeah, for Ovechkin's goal, that's his 16th in his career against the King.
Hayes leaves it, drive. It's Holtby making the stop there on Stahl, who's up to the rush as the Capitals look to counterattack. Backstrom backpedals into the zone. Backstrom fires! Lundqvist just does squeeze for the whistle.
The Capitals are carrying the play. The puck luck is going their way, and they're getting quality opportunities. Nick Backstrom on a misplay actually leads to a great scoring chance. And Alex Ovechkin with that 17th goal. You look where he sits in his countdown to 500. 8 away for the grade 8. He's involved physically. He's involved on the score sheet in many ways. Good hit on the back check against Stahl, who's trying to join the rush.
Alex checking out his handiwork overhead. Never afraid to mix it up with Mark Stahl, Eric's little brother, Jordan's big brother. The Stahl family that we'll see tomorrow night in Raleigh. Few ticks more than 7 minutes with which to work in the second period. You're a little late jumping in with us this Sunday night. The second period has been gold for Washington. Absolute gold. Kreider failed to clear. Kuznetsov, Oshie, and Ovechkin back-to-back-to-back. 4-3 lead. Orlov to the corner. McElrath was stapled to Chimera. Chimera will try it again. Big defender carries him right to the window. Chimera from his knees. Out to the point for Chorny. Bum rush to center. Orlov on the head man. There's Wilson, angled by Stepan. Stepan clears in. Knocked aside by Braden Holtby. Protecting a 1-goal advantage now. Lindbergh jumping in from point position. Kept alive there by Mark Stahl. And Tom Wilson will pitchfork it free.
The Rangers just about caught with too many men on the ice. The men coming over the boards actually jumped back up and sat on the boards.
Lindbergh angles in. Stick save there for Holtby. Rather routine. Burakovsky getting fancy. Avoiding Emerson Edom. Failed to clear. Edom to the goal mouth. Just shanked wide by Lindbergh. He didn't get a lot of mustard on that. Moore cycles to the point. Hesitates. Down low, it's loose. Chopped away by Orlov. Boyle keeps it on the outside. Rangers have the possession game going. Edom, swarmed by Latta. Nice work. Orloff will clear, but Latta could be on his way to the penalty box.
A little bit of a corkscrew in his hands, Joby.
Rangers will have the man advantage. Latta protests. It's 4-3 Washington after the grade 8 celebrates again in Gotham City. The Latta banished for hooking. Caps have a 4-3 lead over the Rangers. Our military salutes brought to you by Pentagon Federal Credit Union. This evening's honoree, Sergeant Milana Francis, who's been an active member of the United States Army since 2008. Milana, we appreciate all that you do. We wish you and your fellow servicewomen and men a happy and healthy holiday season. Washington has some penalty-killing chores ahead. Rangers win the draw. McDonough steering things from the power play point. Zuccarello gets pressured by Alzner. Below the goal line, there's Nash. Brassard is hovering in the slot. Nash waits. McDonough this way for Zuccarello. Rister stopped by Holtby. There's no rebound.
Yeah, no rebound, fortunately, because Brassard was hanging out right in his face there, trying to take away the eyes away from Braden Holtby as he's talking to the referee. Maybe thinks he's getting a little crowded there by Brassard, but a good-looking shot from Zuccarello. Zuccarello, 4 goals in his last 10. He's remained pretty hot, and he leads this team in goals this season.
Braden Holtby locker only 17 saves in the first meeting between these two in early November. He has 20 and counting so far tonight. Backstopping Washington's efforts to lengthen the lead in the Metro Division over the Rangers. McDonough to the midpoint, floats it wide. Big rebound belongs to Beagle. He does not get it out. Nash waits for the counter hit on Alzner. Boyle rotates it back, and McDonough's not going to get there in time. Zuccarello avoids the challenge of Beagle, then coughed it up. Wilson's content to drop it south of the goal line. Capitals changing their penalty killers as you watch McDonough head back up ice. Boyle finds the open man through center. It's Brassard on the dump in. Schmidt and Carlson get on the same page. Nate Schmidt a second chance to clear. Tremendous keep in there by McDonough, leaping off of his skates. Snapshot shrugged away by Holtby, and then volleyball spiked to the corner by Schmidt, who will clear.
And they got the long change. They've got to be really good with their clears. That was an excellent play by their captain, keeping things alive for their power play.
The captain, Ryan McDonough, 26-year-old from Minnesota. Right up the gut comes Kevin Hayes. His pass deflected by Brooks Laich. Laich and Backstrom, Niskanen and Alzner out there to penalty kill. Man advantage New York, another 18 seconds. JT Miller on the go. Brooks Laich with the intercept, and he'll roll it all the way into Lundqvist's neighborhood.
Not a whole lot of patience by the fans or their power play. They've had poor entries. They're trying to carry it instead of dump the puck against the Caps.
Kreider, shouldered there immediately by Alzner. Hayes ladles it for Kreider once more. Skip a man, there's Yandel, turns and drives. That hit traffic in front. Latta out of the box. You're allowed to make the hand pass there, and Alzner says thanks. He'll clear. Back to 5-on-5. Caps penalty killers and Braden Holtby do the job. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second, separating us from Capitals Intermission Live, presented by CIS Secure Computing. Mark Stahl protecting the biscuit. Rangers build some momentum through center. Glass rumbling with Orloff to the boards. Centering feed clipped away by Holtby. Dmitry Orloff jammed along the dasher. Gets help from Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, Oshie, and Ovechkin here in the second, giving the Capitals the lead. We have not seen TJ Oshie the last few trips on ice. McDonough working away from Kuznetsov. Rangers at the attacking line are going to be whistled here. Offside. Folks, as always, we have McDonald's trivia for you tonight. So listen up. Which 3 members of the Patrick family were GMs of the New York Rangers? 3 members of one of hockey's royal families, the Patricks. 3 of them were general managers here in New York. Name them. Locker remains silent.
Ooh, that was a high stick there.
Until he sees the high stick. Tom Wilson.
Now he's talking to the bench.
Oh, yeah. They were giving him some grief.
I think he drew a penalty, though, so the Caps will go to another power play. This could be a big-time crush against the Rangers if the Caps strike here.
Here, 24, minor penalty, high sticky.
It's a minor penalty, so the Caps will go to the power play. Lindbergh in the box for the second time. Williams saying, hey, go look at him. He's cut. He deserves a double minor, but the referee's not going over. The Caps will have a power play here, but they're pretty upset at the Caps bench. There's Big Willie drawing another penalty. He's a guy that draws a lot of penalties. Ovechkin still talking to the referee at center ice.
Barry Trotz looking after his young winger, Tom Wilson, the 21-year-old third-year pro. Clipped there by Oscar Lindbergh, former Arizona Coyote property. Lindbergh was traded to the New York Rangers in 2011. And Vigneault's team goes a man down, and now Washington will try to build some insurance late in period 2. Backstrom, Williams, Johansson, Ovechkin and Carlson. These power play stats packaged by the UPS store. Ovechkin fires, knocked down by Lundqvist as he was at the top of the crease.
That was textbook by Lundqvist and any goaltenders. He was sitting deep. He immediately fronted the shooter, and there was no holes in his body for that puck to get through.
Lundqvist has allowed 4 or more goals in 7 of his last 13 games, including tonight. Johansson, wraparound, Backstrom. On the delay, there's Ovechkin drive off the elbow of Lundqvist and wide.
That was the best save of the game for Lundqvist. Still trying to go glove high on against their goalie.
Ovechkin fires, erased there by McDonough. Ovechkin on a reload, lets it go. Stick save, Lundqvist. And the Rangers clear with Dominic Moore.
Penalty killing for the Rangers has had a tough time sorting out who to cover and who to leave open. I wouldn't leave the Capitals captain open again, because if it's 3 for $1, the Caps will have a 2-goal lead.
Justin Williams hesitates on his backhand. Drops it off for Johansson. Interchange to Backstrom.
With no Oshie, Williams mans that middle area.
One touch score! Justin Williams, bang, bang.
And that is execution at its finest for the guys in white. Not a whole lot of time in the box for Lindbergh right off the face-off. The Capitals control the puck on a set play, and we've got another 10-plus goal scorer on this Caps team. Just shows you the great balance, and it's just precision passing. And we often hear that from the coach, Barry Trotz. Says our power play is about precision, and that is as precise as you can get with passing the puck on the tape, underhandling the puck, and then finding the goal scorer. The Caps have a 2-goal lead.
Justin Williams has a 2-goal game. Came into tonight's action the 6th best point producer for the Caps so far. A brilliant second period offensive explosion for Washington, and it's not done yet. Kuznetsov's slap pass just blocked by Yandel. 5-3 Washington in the final minute of the second, turning what was a 3-1 Ranger advantage in their favor. Kuznetsov deals it around for Niskanen. Tom Wilson shrugging loose from Yandel with 28 seconds to go in the period, and a very quiet MSG.
5 of the last 6 games now for the Rangers. They've allowed 5 or more goals, including a 7th spot in one of those games.
Alzner has it. Chimera with 14 seconds to work. Chimera lets it fly off the shoulder of Lundqvist. Burakovsky right back to the veteran winger. Burakovsky settled. Feeds Carlson for a one-timer that was blocked. 2 seconds, then 1, and the siren sound.
And the Boo Birds may be coming out for their home team.
Alex Ovechkin, one of the trigger men for Washington in period 2. 4 go on the board for DC. Capitals Intermission Live is presented by CIS Secure Computing. Heading to the studio pretty soon. They've got a lot to talk about. Highlights and stats from this one. We've got a lot more video to show. And Locker this time will have a guest. Between periods 2 and 3, Fellas, catch your breath. Big second period. Kuznetsov got it all started. Before it was all done, the Caps put 4 on the board. 5-3 lead as we send you now to Al, Allen, and Brent. After surrendering 5 goals in the first 40 minutes, the man on the left there is Henrik Lundqvist, yielding the crease to 24-year-old Magnus Hellberg. The Rangers, we've been mentioning their ailments on the blue line, Kevin Klein, Dan Girardi, but they're also missing their normal backup, Antti Ranta. So it is Magnus Hellberg who makes his first NHL appearance of this year. Former Nashville Predator property. Alain Vigneault tabs him as his team looks to come back against the Caps in the third.
And as we know, Nashville, they always draft big goaltenders, second rounders, 6'5", 200 pounds. He's an American Hockey League All-Star last season.
That's Craig Laughlin. I'm Joe Beninati. So glad you've tuned in there with us. We tip our cap to the men and women in our technical crew assembled in New York here at Madison Square Garden. Schedule maker always seems to have us in New York around Christmas time. As the Rangers threaten right off the draw, Summers will swat it into the corner. Just getting going in period 3. The Capitals trailed 3-1 after 1. Posted 4 goals in the second. Good news for the Caps. We saw TJ Oshie return from the dressing room for the start of this third as Schmidt will clear. Boyle waiting for this breakout to begin. Forced there by Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin, one of the goal scorers tonight for Washington, as Braden Holtby will melt this one 56 seconds into the frame.
Pretty routine by Braden. There's Hellberg, the goaltender for the Rangers, the backup. There's some numbers on him, Joe B. 2.23 in his last 5 games with Hartford and the Wolfpack in the American Hockey League. The National Hockey League, I'm not going to mention the GAA.
Acquired by the Rangers from Nashville in this past summer in July for a 6th-round pick. Lundqvist not in the best of moods while watching this third period unfold. Been a rugged last few weeks for King Henrik.
And he's had good numbers in his career against the Caps. 19-8-3 in the regular season.
Locker, I can boil that down for you. He's won 10 of his last 13 straight up in the regular season against Washington. That will not happen tonight. Derek Stepan's going to take this draw against Nicholas Backstrom. Backstrom with a hat trick of assists already in this one. McDonough, fancy moves right up the gut. He whistled it wide. He drew a penalty too. Hellberg sprints to the bench and the Caps go shorthanded. That's one of the things you can't do when you're protecting a 2-goal lead.
Exactly, especially an early power play.
Washington penalty number 8, 2 minutes for slashing.
Juiced up and get involved. Alex Ovechkin, nifty move by McDonough at the blue line. Watch OV go out. He goes for the stick check and he misses. And then McDonough showing off some good stick work there. Number 1 getting away from OV. Number 2 curling it around. Well, of Alex Ovechkin like he did the other game against Tampa Bay to get around TJ Oshie back in the mix for the Caps.
Rangers, these power play stats packaged by the UPS store. They work at point position with McDonough, bluffing the slapper. This one's driven and it's hurt Nate Schmidt, who bounces back up to get back into position. Brassard waiting along the boards. Then Nash for Derek Brassard. Zuccarello hovering in the high slot. It's a tandem screen there for New York.
It's a 7-leg penalty killing unit.
This one's whistled wide. Schmidt still hobbling there. McDonough closing. Brassard wants it and fires, kicked away by Holtby. Brassard gets too fancy there. The clearing effort for Beagle hit the linesman, unfortunately. That hit Johnny Murray, and the Rangers are right back in. Boyle, who has a power play goal tonight. Zuccarello, he went to airborne there, swing and a miss for Brassard. Brassard isolating. Zuccarello whipped it right on through the crease. One-handed along by Wilson. This is a break-in for Jason Chimera. Chimera, forehand, score! Short-handed for the 2nd time this season. Chimera makes it a 6-3 lead.
Well, the Rangers were gambling at the blue line, and not the way you want to see your goaltender come in and face his first shot. Hellberg, well, Jason Chimera with a nifty deke. Watch the 2 Rangers at the point. They gamble. One is caught, one is coming in, and here comes Chimera off to the races. Make sure he goes to his forehand. The only place you can put the puck is upstairs for Chimmer, and he does. The shorty and the Caps have the momentum and the lead.
The Washington Capitals' first goal of this season was a shorthanded goal, compliments of Jason Chimera against New Jersey. He has both of the team's shorthanded markers, and the Caps are doubling up the Rangers. There's still a man down for another 35 seconds. Justin Williams will scoop it clear. Williams with a couple of tallies tonight. Rangers will swing. It's Yandel who leads the rush. Stepan on a cross-corner dump in. John Carlson slugs it ahead. Tom Wilson will ram it out. That's 6', 5" Magnus Hellberg, a 24-year-old fourth-year pro in North America, now guarding the Ranger goal. Emerson Edom's wrister is squeezed by Braden Holtby.
Yeah, good stop now. Now Holtz is settling right in. You know, it's a lot different playing with the lead than behind all the time. Holtz has got his sights set now. The Caps doubling up the New York Rangers.
By the time the Caps are in Raleigh tomorrow, it'll be 7 games in 12 days. Do you expect Holtby again?
I don't. Personally, I don't. I think it's Groovy getting the nod tomorrow. Just a hunch I have.
Face-off to come to the right of Braden Holtby. Magnificent numbers for the Caps starting netminder. Goals against average of 1.92 and a save percentage that's .931. New York put 3 past him in the opening period. Since then, it's been all Washington. 5 unanswered goals as Ovechkin's out of the box. The penalty killers do their job and then some. Jason Chimera shorthanded as Washington is whistled for icing.
Another face-off opportunity. OV gets over to the bench and says, hey, I'll come off as the puck gets out of the zone. The captain started this game with a big hit on McDonough behind the net. The Caps want to finish off because they know that next 2 games are going to lead into a nice break for them. A 4-day break before they face off against Montreal. You can't forget about Carolina. They're playing some of their best hockey of the season.
Officials getting things coordinated for this next draw. Jay Beagle among the top 5 when it comes to face-off win percentage. Beagle 58.4 claims another one. Taylor Chorney's a 28-year-old from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Ovechkin off for Backstrom. He'll get it deep. Mark Stahl sends it on around. McElrath pumps it below the goal line. It's going to turn out to be icing against New York. A stop and start beginning to this 3rd period. Folks, we have these cold hard facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. The Caps are some kind of durable with these 3. 1 in the past and 2 in the present.
Can't mess kid. I was part of that way back in the 80s. 420 straight games. He'll be passed shortly in the new year by Carlson and Karl Alzner. Knock on wood, both those guys stay healthy.
Caps will keep this one in. Orlov floats it to the corner boards. Burakovsky and Lycan Ladder are on the ice now. Burakovsky to point position for Chorney. That was brought back to center, so Chorney had 3 of his buddies trapped in there offside on the play.
Only about 10 whistles in about 4 minutes to start this 3rd period. The luster of the game has sort of gone AWOL now with the Caps doubling up the New York Rangers. They're in charge and in control. Barry Trotz after that first 20. Not sure he had to say anything. I think Kuzi said it best. We had to get moving. We had to work. And now because of all that, after the first period, they have dominated.
Puncturing Henrik Lundqvist in the process for 5 markers, 4 of those in the second frame alone. Orlov leans into a blast that goes wide of Hellberg. Taking it on the move, Tanner Glass drops for Hayes. Hayes with a long reach, had that blocked by Chorney. Orlov speeds out of his own zone. Dmitry Orlov will get the center stripe, leaning in on Glass to clear. Caps will change. Yevgeny Kuznetsov steals. Quick pass, score! Marcus Johansson!
Another turnover by the New York Rangers. Nothing the goaltender can do on that one. And the Caps have really bombarded the Rangers here at the Big Apple 7-3. Wouldn't be surprised a lot of fans start leaving the building. He's got his 7th goal of the season, 68 career goals. Here it is. It starts with Orly, making sure he gets the center stripe. Turnover down low, and there's Kuznetsov, who gets the primary assist. Good job against Summers down low. Kuzi finds Mojo, who puts it between the wickets.
Marcus, who leads this team in game-winning goals, striking for the 2nd consecutive time underneath this roof and padding Washington's advantage just about 5 minutes into the 3rd period. And a good sign now for Washington would be the fact that you can roll some lines when you know you have to play again tomorrow night in Raleigh. Alzner will stretch his legs. On for Matt Niskanen. Niskanen's thunderous hit on J.T. Brown a couple nights ago helped fuel that comeback. Chimera with a shorty tonight, sends one in. McElrath clears it ahead. It is a deathly quiet Madison Square Garden, and that is music to the ears of Caps fans. Not so much to Henrik Lundqvist.
No, you can tell that by looking at his face. Not too impressed right now. Got the hook after 40 minutes. This is the New York Rangers team that is reeling. And they're usually stifling when it comes to defense. They're hoping maybe Girardi and Klein, when they come back shortly, will solidify their blue line.
Girardi leads the team in blocks. Klein leads the team in plus minus. You know darn well those two will help. The Rangers getting run over in the 2nd half of this hockey game. Stepan swings and a miss. He had a shank there off the heel of his blade. TJ Oshie serves it along for Backstrom. Nicholas overskates, and this is offside against Washington. Folks, from the promo department, we remind you, all-inclusive packs, they start at $79. They include your ticket to the game, unlimited food and beverage from 1 hour prior to game time until the start of the 3rd. Get yours at WashingtonCaps.com or call 202-266-CAPS. McDonough retreats for New York. Stepan swings. Derek Stepan from center sends it hard around. Jesper Fast is there, backtracked by Oshie. Nicholas Backstrom continuing his assist-scoring ways tonight. Fast roughed up by Orlov. Kreider threw it back into the pack. There's Chorny. Away from the pressure. 5-on-5 these two teams work. Once again, Washington's power play has been productive. Centering pass. Ooh, off the crossbar from Stahl. Wraparound chance. Stepan to the point. McDonough, another laser that goes high. Mark Stahl heard the ping of the iron a few moments ago. Rangers stay on the attack. A pair of 19s to the corner. Foss jimmies it loose. Chorny using the boards. Oshie didn't get it out either. This will be Orlov to center.
It's hard to stay in the moment right now for both teams. You know, the Rangers, yeah, they think they have some comeback ability, but 4 goals to me is just too much. The Caps in control. So now you're just trying to survive the rest of this period for the Caps to go to Carolina, the Rangers to rest today and play their next game on Tuesday night.
Against Bruce Boudreau's Anaheim Ducks. Latta shuffles it ahead for Brooks Light. Out on the wing for Burakovsky. Andre Burakovsky taken to the boards. Burakovsky a factor in last year's playoff series between these two. The Rangers prevailing in overtime in Game 7. Boyle shuffling out of his own end. Edom at the line. Stick checked by Matt Niskanen. The headman is on target for Burakovsky. Waits. Fed it on through Likes skates. And Glass will serve the center. Approaching the 8-minute mark in the 3rd. The Capitals have taken the competitive charm of this game away.
Yeah, 3rd time this season they've registered 7 goals. Tonight against the Rangers. They did it against the Oilers early on in the season. And they did it against the Colorado Avalanche.
Remarkably changing the tenor of this game. The Rangers at one point had a 3-1 advantage. Kuznetsov moseying in.
Yeah, and that's why the Caps, I think, are the best in the business right now. You've got to look at Dallas and the Caps as the two powerhouses in the National Hockey League. I would say that I think the Caps defensively are a little better than Dallas, but you look coming into tonight's game, they were one of the best and lowest scoring against teams in the league. But Dallas and the Caps are the cream of the crop coming into the Christmas break.
And continuing to do this, all the while Brooks Orpik continues to heal. Missing his 18th straight game tonight. Rugged customer on the back end for DC. JT Miller launching one ahead. John Carlson read that. Beagle will stash it into the corner. Chasing after it quickly. An ice level look. Summers skies one to center. Schmidt has the puck as we near the midway mark of this final frame. 7-3 for Washington, 6 unanswered. 4 of those in the second, 2 more here in the third. McDonough speeds away from the pack. Ryan McDonough through center, casually just places it into the corner. Fost is there, sending it on around. As Holtby looks, you see the cheap shots on goal divvied up period by period.
And it started in the second for the Caps. That was total domination and put this game out of reach. First period was pretty darn good for the Rangers, getting out of it with a 3-1 lead, but it really unraveled for them because the Caps put together a fabulous second period.
Kreider will scoop it into the corner. There's Alzner on for Niskanen. Mark Stahl took away the boards. At point position covering up for him, it's Stepan. South of the goal line, intended for Kreider. Good read though by Niskanen. Long drive Stahl deflected away by Alzner. And then he attaches himself to Stepan as Ovechkin looks to clear. Backstrom, whoa. Nicholas digging in. Alzner's there to tidy it up with help from TJ Oshie. 5-on-5 they work back through center. Nicholas Backstrom will dump it in. Oshie takes that carom.
That same play they tried in that first period that led to that Caps goal by TJ going hard to the net.
In the second. McElrath. Round and round he goes and gets it to center. 9:20 left in this one, regulation time. It's a 4-goal advantage for Washington. Edom crushed right into the turnbuckle there by Ovechkin. Chorney low bridges the linesman, sends it along. Latta hustling after it. Andre Burakovsky waits, cycles for Brooks Light. Likes lone goal this season at home against Boston.
We'll be in Carolina by about 11 o'clock the way this game's going.
Fine by me. To close out the weekend and start a new week in Raleigh at PNC tomorrow. We'll be with you on CSN Plus. Please do check your local listings. As Chorney makes his way back with Orlov through center. On the money to Burakovsky. Onside at the line is Light. McDonough waiting for it. Latta digging for the puck.
You know, we have to pay some bills, you know.
Which always reminds me at this time of the year to thank all of our sponsors for their generous support. We wish you and yours all the best this holiday season. Burakovsky able to clear. As Summers will give some ground.
I'm going to enunciate properly. This is a shinny hockey game.
I heard you.
Here in the third period.
Shinny. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Mark Stahl waiting for New York. Occasionally, some folks you think say that oddly. You might come out of that just a little bit odd, but you did very well there.
Thank you. I made sure, Joe. You told me about that.
Kuznetsov accelerates. Down the wing for Johansson. Marcus to the goal mouth that came on through. If you're thinking about number 3 for Justin Williams, he's had one of those babies in his long and successful career. It came when he was a member of the Carolina Hurricanes nearly 10 years ago. Justin Williams will float it back onto the Rangers side, and we continue to go whistle free. 7 minutes left in the third.
You're on your honor. No referees.
Kreider will clear it in. Niskanen and Alzner there. Jason Chimera with a shorthanded goal in the third, followed up by a Marcus Johansson strike as the puck leaves the rink. We can step away. Back for the final 6:48 in just a few moments. Game summary brought to you by Night Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. Justin Williams, the hits keep on coming.
Yeah, Capitals really scoring a ton. TJ Oshie gets his 13th goal of the season on this indirect and power move. And he's got 5 goals now his last 4 games. Another star is Alex Ovechkin on that dart. That's his 17th on the power play. 8 from 500.
Capitals gunning for win number 24 under Barry Trotz's direction. 6 minutes and 48 seconds away from celebrating in New York. Rangers took 3 of 4 in the regular season series last year. It was a split here. The New Yorkers won both in D.C. Long wrister swallowed up by Braden Holtby. McDonald's trivia for you. You need to name the 3 members of the Patrick family who are GMs in New York.
Lynn,
Lester, Muzz, and Craig. I would go.
Yeah.
Lester, Muzz, and Craig. Lester Patrick, the grandfather of longtime Capitals president Dick Patrick, Dad Muzz. Now you have Chris Patrick in the mix too, right?
Yes, you do.
Organizing things at the development level. Hockey ops. Chris, the son of Dick. You got to follow the chain, right? As Kreider will spin on back. New York had a 3-1 advantage when this building was full after 20. Only to see the Caps explode for the next 6.
Justin Williams, one of the stars of this game, just the way he came to play. 32 games, 23 points, exactly what the Caps were hoping they were going to deliver. Coming into this game, Joe, you look at the balance in their lineup, not including tonight's points. 78 from the first line, 64 from the second line, 32 from the third line, and 16 points from the fourth line. Great balance, which makes this Capitals team very tough to beat.
Jesper Fast will clear it in locker. Busy day here at Madison Square Garden. Earlier, college basketball. Pitt downing Davidson 94-69. The Panthers improved to 9-1. Stepan ripped it wide. Davidson doesn't have Steph Curry anymore. It was a few years ago. Maybe they could squeeze.
He's pretty good.
Maybe they could squeeze in a concert before the night's through after the hockey game.
Well, we've got a star here. Why not?
Chorney to swing with 5:40 left.
See, you'd be good with Sir Beninati.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for knighting me.
Yes, sir.
Fast and Lindbergh. No room there.
I call you Sergio, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's just fabulous. I'm tickled pink. Both teams completing a line change. Rangers roll through center with Dominic Moore losing the handle there. This New York team, 3 wins in its last 13 overall. And in that time, the Capitals have raced past them to the top of the Metro Division like a freight train. When this is all done, the lead will be 8 for Washington.
And 3 games in hand, Joe.
Long way to go. Stay humble. But it's nice to see, with Washington on top of New York in this game and to this point in this season, a team that has tormented the Caps come playoff time. Like on the go, working to the outside. Skids to a stop, pawns it off for Latta. Latta looked after there by McElrath. And Alzner will play it. Turning Latta gets to the interior of the D. 4 minutes and change to go. You're looking in that Ranger net, you're seeing an unusual character. That's Magnus Hellberg, who's come on in relief of Henrik Lundqvist. Latta fires over the glove and high. Like is there. Swarmed quickly by Summers. Latta will rewind with the help of Niskanen as we drift below 4 minutes to play.
I'm not sure you're going to see many of the stars for much more, maybe one of so more shifts for this Caps team, but they're just rolling 4 coming off that bench, just keeping it short, 30-second shifts, and they're coming right off.
Kuznetsov will wind it back up with Chorny. Through center, and Taylor will keep it deep. 3.5 left. Caps will be back here at Madison Square Garden January 9th. And then the final 2 encounters of the regular season set will both be in the district. January 17 and March 4.
The upcoming trip's going to be interesting, Joe. We'll play the Rangers and the Islanders just up the street from here. So we're going to be here for 4 or 5 days.
Washington has yet to visit Brooklyn so far. On the move, Ranger counterattack. Swallowed up by Holtby. Another chance for commercial break. 2:56 left. Separating Williams and the Caps from victory lane. We couldn't leave you without isolating our sport fans of the game. Brought to you by Sport Automotive, Chevrolet, and Honda. Be a sport fan too. Visit sportautomotive.com. Rocking the red, white, and blue in support of the Washington Capitals. Those hockey fans, with the Caps first and foremost, are pleased tonight. And Sir Paul has had enough. Sorry, buddy. It was great in the first period, wasn't it? When New York had a 3-1 advantage. After that, though, 6 straight. Kuznetsov, Oshie, Ovechkin, Williams, Chimera, Johansson. And Braden Holtby has anchored things defensively. The Caps have a 7-3 advantage over their nemesis. Ovechkin towards the cage, it floats wide. Back to point position, Schmidt rockets one, stopped by Hellberg. Ovechkin and McDonough, the 2 captains, coming together like rams. As Backstrom tips it back to neutral, he'll clear in. The delayed offside wash, as both coaches change on the go. We're down to 2:20 left. Zigzagging out of his own territory, it's Dominic Moore. Moore hustles into the offensive end. Backtracking is Beagle. He'll boot it to center. Taken on the move by Edom. He'll send in Lindbergh. Lindbergh towards the cage and paddle down. Holtby has that covered. Folks, the Hyundai assist leaders. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices in the hottest lineup in America. These blue liners feed the masses.
Yeah, Eric Carlson at the top of the list. The Ottawa Senators saw him recently, 28. Klingberg from Dallas. PK Subban, John Carlson, and Ryan Suter round out our top 5 puck movers or puck transporters on the blue line.
Transport.
Yeah, that's the new phrase now. Everybody has a new word. Was puck carrier, now it's puck transporter.
Oh, goodness. Listen for Locker to transport the puck tomorrow night at PNC.
Oh, I'll bring that out tomorrow night.
I'm sure you will. Hopefully in the middle of a telestration. Hold it here, let's transport. Man, I'm in. 1:49 to go in this one. Latta lost the draw to Hayes. Yandel sends it far corner. McElrath gets in there. Chorny with 1:40 to go. Burakovsky. Clean breakout for Orlov. At the line. Content to place it on the boards. Washington struck first. Had a 1-0 lead. It evaporated to 3-1 through 20. But after that, 6 in a row for DC. Burakovsky hooks that pass for Latta. Disposing of Henrik Lundqvist in the process. And emptying out MSG in a hurry. Hellberg makes a stop. Oh, Burakovsky needed that for confidence. He jammed it wide.
He can't buy one.
Hellberg with a glove save on Latta. Those 2 former Predator properties. Our ISO cam driven by Fitzmall.com. It's trained on Justin Williams.
Started with this pinpoint passing play. Carlson, Chorny, Williams on the doorstep, and then he's going to bury one. Oshie's in the locker room, so he's playing in that high slot in the #1 unit. And if Backstrom Mojo to Williams. He has a pair in tonight's action.
Taylor Chorney looking at the stat sheet at +3. Will do him fine. Long slapper here. Hellberg able to fight that one off through the screen. We're in the final minute of period 3. Moore bats this one into the corner. Justin Williams will retreat. Johansson on to Kuznetsov, 1 against 2. Yevgeny Kuznetsov all the way to the cage. Poke check by Hellberg.
Yeah, he went right around Stahl. What a head of steam did he have? He's got light feet here tonight in New York, and he's had a great hockey game.
Those skates are never heavy.
No, they aren't. You're right.
Pad save by Holtby. 10 seconds left. Edom to the front. Hayes stopped by Holtby. Another pad save. And the Washington Capitals will skate it to center and emerge victorious in New York. Marcus Johansson deals it in, and the Caps drill the Rangers 7-3.
Fabulous game for the Caps for a road game. They improved their road record to 11-3-1. They have now points in 8 of the last 9 games.
Player of the game sponsored by the Palm Restaurant. We're going to go with Justin Williams.
2 goals and assists, 4 shots, +2, 17-15.
Entered to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. As the Capitals celebrate the victory, now 24-6-2 on top of the Metro Division with 50 points already, folks. They win, they score 7. You get 50% off any online order tomorrow at papajohns.com. Make sure to use promo code CAPS50. Friends, we have a little more work to do. We'll get you back to Madison Square Garden after this commercial break. We will return here. It's the NHL on CSN. Caps victorious.